The question in everybody's mind is that after the election, poll results are out, and actually the actual poll results will be out on Tuesday, 4th of June. So, what should be the line of action after that? What should be the plan of action after that? Which stocks to buy? Which sectors to focus upon? What will be the Nifty levels on the upside, on the downside? Okay, so we'll look at the charts and see. So, as many of you might have seen, this is the poll of polls result, and poll of polls is like it is a poll of multiple polls, right? As you can see it here, and most of the polls are giving 300 plus seats to NDA. Okay, so which means that except for this Dainik Bhaskar, which is giving a little less, I mean, on the lower side they are giving 281, and on the higher side they are giving 350. But most of the other exit polls are giving NDA more than 270 or more than 300 seats. So all of them cannot go wrong, and 99%, I mean, we cannot say 100% because at the end of the day, this is exit poll and not the actual poll result. But then 90%, 99%, we can say that NDA will win at least 270 plus seats, which means the current government will continue with the majority. If the current government continues with majority, obviously there will be a lot of positives for the economy. Policy continuity रहेगा. There will be clarity in terms of the economic policies. There will be clarity in terms of economic decisions. There will be clarity in terms of what they want to do, so on and so forth. I mean, whatever growth or whatever good government decisions we saw in last 5 years, a similar activity or similar thing should happen over the next 5 years, and obviously it will have a good impact on the economy and on the stock market. So as usual, what we do whenever we are analyzing the market, we look at not only the India market, we look at what is happening globally, because all said and done, of course, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, most of the activity for India will be driven by the poll results. But having said that, we always look at what is happening in SPX, which is Standard and Poor, the major US index, then gold and DXY. DXY is dollar, right? So we always have to look at that. So before we move, I wanted to, or rather, I always want to bring attention of all the people to this particular statement. Okay, in bull markets we are blind to risk. In bear markets we are blind to opportunities. What it means is that in bull markets सबको लगता है कि मार्केट ऊपर ऊपर ही जाएगा, and blindly people take risk and people buy stocks without proper research, etc., or they end up making a lot of mistakes. So it should not be done. Although everything is looking green and everything is looking good, it doesn't mean that the market cannot have falls. Market will have falls, if not major falls. Small falls, 500 points and 1000 points on Nifty will always be there. And that you have to keep in mind when you are buying some stocks or when you are taking exposure to certain sector or certain stocks. Opposite bear markets, with the market falls too much, people are fearful of buying. So दोनों होता है. जब मार्केट बहुत बुलिश होता है तो पीपल अनड्यू रिस्क लेते हैं, और जब मार्केट बहुत गिरता है तो पीपल आर लाइक अनड्यू fearful. तो दोनों को हमको अवॉइड करना चाहिए इफ वी हैव प्रॉपर एनालिसिस एंड प्रॉपर इंफॉर्मेशन इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस. So let us look at the charts. Okay. Let us go to charts because we can do a lot of discussion, but at the end of the day, figures matter, and let's see what the charts and the figures are showing us. So let us look at the Nifty chart first. Let's look at a fresh chart of Nifty. Okay, so this is the Nifty chart from 1990. As you can see here, this is a 6 month candle. So last 2 years we are going higher and higher. Okay. So what we are going to do is that we are going to look at some short-term levels. When I say short-term, for next 1 or 2 weeks, we will look at midterm levels. When I say midterms, for let's say next 6 months to 1 year, and we will also look at levels for next 3 to 5 years. Okay, because election is a major event, and at such a major event, we should definitely look at the overall long-term levels also. Normally, we don't look at more than 1 year, but then since today's session we are doing in the context of the election, so definitely we should take a look at the long-term levels also. So let us start with short-term. People are still coming, joining. Okay, no problem. So for short-term, we have to look at the short-term candle. So let us look at 1 day. I'm doing live analysis here in front of you. There will be multiple parameters, but what I'm doing right now is a simple analysis. The more accurate or precise levels I will publish on Twitter. So those who know technical analysis patterns, what we are seeing here is a ascending channel or ascending wedge. Ascending wedge is typically a bearish pattern. Okay. So what this is showing us that Nifty can go up to 23,200. So currently it is 22,530, and this 22,530 can go to, let's say, 23,200 or 23,300. So the next week target, if the exit polls are right and actually the poll results come in line and the NDA wins 370 or around 400 seats, we can definitely look at the levels of 23,250. Okay. Now what it means is that 23,250 is the upside which is possible for next week from the current level of 22,500. So we are looking at a 750 points or almost 3% increase in Nifty. And at this level, I definitely recommend people to do profit booking. Okay. ज्यादा लालच मत करो. ऐसा मत सोचो कि अभी ये यहाँ से 24,000 जाएगा और 25,000 जाएगा. 24,000 25,000 वो जाएगा, बट नॉट इमीडिएटली. ओके. ये यहाँ पे 23,300 के आसपास जाने के बाद में इट विल surely come to around 21,900 in a period of 2 to 4 weeks. जब भी इलेक्शन रिजल्ट आता है फॉर लास्ट 3 4 इलेक्शंस, इफ वी सी फ्रॉम 2014, इलेक्शन रिजल्ट आने के बाद में मार्केट ऊपर जाता है, डेफिनेटली ऊपर जाता है, बट उसके बाद में वो अच्छा खासा नीचे भी आता है, ड्रॉप भी होता है. सो कीप दैट इन माइंड. सो आई विल सजेस्ट डू प्रॉफिट बुकिंग अराउंड 23,200 23,300 करना पड़ेगा, करना चाहिए, क्योंकि वहां से फिर से 22,000 21,900 के लेवल पे निफ्टी आएगा. ओके. तो दिस इज द शॉर्ट टर्म लेवल दैट यू हैव टू लुक एट. अगर हम सपोर्ट की बात करते हैं तो अराउंड 21,000 के आसपास स्ट्रॉन्ग स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट है. यानी 23,200 23,300 जाने के बाद में वो नीचे आएगा. नीचे कितना आएगा? आई मीन इमीडिएटली वो 21,000 पे नहीं आएगा, बट मे बी इन नेक्स्ट 1 2 months 21,000 इज पॉसिबल. सो हैव दैट इन माइंड. तो अगर हम ये लेवल्स की बात करते हैं तो शॉर्ट टर्म वी हैव टू लुक एट. गिव मी अ सेकंड. So short term, we have to look at a level of 21,000 to 23,200. Sorry, 21,800. 21,800 to 23,200. This is the level that we can expect for for June or July time frame point of view. If we look at midterm, when I say midterm, let's say next 1 year point of view, what are the levels we can look at? So definitely next 2-3 months में 21,000 टच करेगा. Okay. So 21,000 तो है. 21,000 अगर होल्ड करता है, let's say in 2024 21,000 break नहीं होगा, it remains at 21,000, then we can look at some upside levels, further upside levels. And for that we have to look at something called as Fibonacci. Or we can use something else also. So if we are looking at towards the end of 2024, so as per the charts, we are looking at levels of around 24,000. So 21,000 to 24,000, this is the level we can look at for 2024. 2024 में इससे बहुत ज्यादा ऊपर जाने का चांसेस कम है. Okay. So that's why I said don't try to be very bullish in the immediate term. मार्केट में अप्स एंड डाउन्स रहेंगे. तो ये आपको 21,000 टू 24,000 ये लेवल कंसिडर करना है फॉर नेक्स्ट 1 year. एंड इफ वी लुक एट लॉन्ग टर्म, ओके, अभी लॉन्ग टर्म क्या है? सो फॉर दैट वी हैव टू लुक एट द मंथली कैंडल. सो 18,000 टू 20,000 इस रेंज में निफ्टी आ सकता है इन केस समथिंग गोज रॉन्ग. सो ऑन द सपोर्ट साइड यू हैव टू लुक एट 18,000 to 19,000. Okay, now when I'm talking about the next 3 to 5 years, okay, I'm not talking about next 3 to 6 months. And on the upside, we can look at definitely, I mean, there is a 75% chance that Nifty will double from here in next 5 years. So when we say double, let's say from 24,000, it can go to 48,000. So we are looking at a level of at least 50% upside. I mean, if there's a chance of doubling, we can definitely look at 50% upside. So around 36,000 is something that we can look at in the next 3 years to 5 years. Okay. So here I will take a small pause. If there are any questions, please put it in the chat box. Anybody has any questions, you can put it in the chat box right now. There is a question, which stocks to focus upon to ride the rally. So we'll cover that. We'll talk about that in the coming slides. Can we draw Fibonacci levels? Yeah, we can do that. No problem. So if we look at this, so here we are getting the Fibonacci levels. I'm sure they will be in the lines of what we discussed. So as you can see here from the Fibonacci point of view, the major resistance will be at 24,400, 24,300. So 24,300 is the level which will act as a very strong resistance. And as I mentioned earlier, 24,000, 21,000 to 24,000 is the range, broad range that we can look at. And so 24,000 or 24,300 in the higher level. So 24,300 will not break in 2024 or even 2025 for that matter. So you can expect the Nifty to consolidate, let's say, between 18,000 to 24,000 over the next 1 to 2 years. Okay, so this is what Fibonacci is indicating. And then, of course, once 24,300 breaks, then there will be pretty fast movements. And as I said, over next 3 to 5 years, we can look at the levels of 36,000. But then for that, breaking this 24,300 will be critical. And then we'll see fast rally after that. Okay. So that was to answer the question on Fibonacci levels. So let us quickly look at Bank Nifty levels. So obviously, when the economy is doing good, the banking stocks, finance stocks, they will play an important role. And what can happen with Bank Nifty, again in the long term, short term, etc. We'll look at it. Where is Bank Nifty? So this is the Bank Nifty chart. Okay. If we look at it from the high level point of view or higher time frame point of view, let us start with Fibonacci straight away. Okay. So Bank Nifty currently is around 48,000. Okay. And it is consolidating here in this level of 48,000 for last 6 months. Now, with the current bullishness in the market, it is quite possible that we will see a range of 52,000. So Bank Nifty target in the short term is 52,000. When I say short term, it can happen in next week itself if the poll results are positive as indicated by the exit polls. And in the midterm, 57,000 will act as a strong resistance area for Bank Nifty. So maybe sometime in 2024, next 2 3 months time or before end of 2024, we can see 57,000 levels. But 57,000 level will not break easily. Just as I mentioned for Nifty, 24,000 or 24,300 will not break easily. Similarly for Bank Nifty, 57,000 will not break so easily. So it will take quite some time. The Bank Nifty will consolidate, let's say, between 45,000 to 57,000 in the next 1 to 2 year time frame. If we look at short term, a drop towards 42,000 is quite possible for Bank Nifty. Just as I said, a drop for Nifty towards 21,000 is possible. Similarly, a drop for Bank Nifty towards 41,500 is pretty much possible. And we know Bank Nifty is a very volatile index, and it's quite possible. So we looked at the levels for Bank Nifty. So as I said, in short term, we can look at 48,000 to 52,000. In the midterm, we are looking at 45,000 to 57,000. And if we look at long term, 38,000 to, as I said, 50% increase in Nifty is possible. Similarly, 50% increase in Bank Nifty is also possible. So 75,000 is quite possible for Bank Nifty in the next 3 years or so. Okay, I mean, it can happen in 3 years or it can happen in 5 years. But I think in a broad level, in next 3 years, we should be able to see 75,000 in Nifty provided, in Bank Nifty provided everything remains positive. When I say positive, in Indian economy, everything remains good. And globally also, there is no major issue. I mean, there are talks in between that the Russia-Ukraine war might escalate, and if that escalates, then major war, etc., might happen. I mean, the possibility is less, but we never know. So all those factors need to be considered. So we discussed about Nifty levels. We discussed about Bank Nifty levels. Let us take a look at the global indices. So as we can see, this is again a long-term chart for S&P. S&P is the major index for US market, and one leg of rally for S&P is still pending. When I say one leg of rally, it is currently around 5,300, and I'm quite sure that it will reach around 5,700 or 5,800, which is like another 10% rally from the current levels. So if S&P is going towards 5,800, then definitely Nifty will also go towards 24,000 or 24,300. So this all correlates. I mean, if you can see, all this information is correlating. If it doesn't correlate, then something is wrong somewhere. So 24,300 in 2024 for Nifty is something that we can expect, although not in a straight line. So from the current levels, it will go to 23,300, and from there we'll see maybe 1,000 point drop, and then again it will move towards 24,300 or something like that. So it is getting correlated on S&P also, but then after that S&P should see a very big drop. Once it goes to this 58,000 level, then maybe a 20%, 30% drop in S&P is possible. So if S&P will fall, definitely Nifty will also fall. And as I mentioned, the levels of 20,000 or so for Nifty will also come. So it will not be a one-way rally. As I said, 36,000 is a target that we have to look at, but it will not happen in a straight line. There will be falls and there will be recoveries. Let us look at DXY, the dollar index. So dollar is obviously going down currently, and that's the reason stock markets are doing good. So if S&P has to go towards 5,800, then this dollar has to come down towards 102. So currently it is 104. So another 2-3 points on dollar is definitely possible, which means that the rupee will appreciate. Currently rupee is 83, 84. So rupee can come down to like 80, 81. So if rupee is coming down, then it is obviously positive for Indian economy, and that will reflect in the stock market also. If we look at gold, gold is currently undergoing consolidation, but gold is a little what do you call, behaves in a little different manner. So if there is a geopolitical issue, the gold will go up and stock market will go down. And if the dollar is going down, still the gold will go up and stock market will also go up. So sometimes gold is with stock market, sometimes it is against the stock market. Okay. But then with stock market, if the dollar is going down, as we are expecting here for dollar to go down, gold will rally along with the stock market. So gold is also bullish right now. If we look at crude oil, again, crude oil has a very important impact on India because we are a net exporter, net importer of oil. So crude oil is going down. Again, it is reflecting that stock market will, or again, it is indicating that the stock market will do good. Because if oil prices are going down, it is again positive for the Indian economy, and we'll see the positive impact in the stocks. Let us look at some stocks which are good in the long term, in the short term. So this is the status of Friday. Obviously, last week was quite bearish. Last week was quite bearish, so we can see that very few stocks are looking bullish. So if we can see it here, AU Small Finance Bank, Exide, and Torrent Pharma, these are the only stocks which are looking good. But if we look at short term and medium term outlook, so this will change on Monday. So currently, very few stocks are in the bullish mode. Okay, obviously the market was fearful, and that is reflecting in the data here. What we are seeing here is the future build-up. So future build-up shows that which stocks are bullish, which stocks are bearish, etc. So currently, as per data, very few stocks are actually bullish. Most of the stocks are bearish. So only five stocks here are looking bullish. I just shown you Torrent Pharma, ICICI, Hindustan Copper, Havells, and Gujarat Gas. Okay, but we'll revisit this maybe next week. I will be able to give you some good short-term stocks. So what are the sectors to focus upon? Okay, now since there will be clarity in terms of the election result, defense, railways, green energy, infra, finance, these stocks have done very good over last 5 years, and they will continue to do good over next 5 years. Okay, so which are the stocks in different categories which we should look at? So in the railways, this is the list of stocks which are the good railway stocks. You have RITES, BML, Indian Railway Finance, IRFC, Railtel, Concor, Bharat Electronics, RVNL, Jupiter Wagons. These are all good stocks. Now, every stock will not do good every time. At a particular point of time, उसका क्या momentum चल रहा है, उसका क्या data, कितना futures built up है, how many people are interested in that particular stock. वो सब analysis करना पड़ेगा, but in a broad range, these stocks are the good earlier stocks to focus upon. Exactly कौन सा stock अच्छा है, कौन सा stock proper moment दे रहा है at that particular point of time. So for that we have to do a further analysis of that stock. Similarly, if we look at defense stocks, these are some of the defense stocks we can focus upon. You can take a screenshot of this, or I will publish it on Twitter also. So obviously, I mean, these are the known names, but then still we need to list it down and focus accordingly. So Hindustan Aeronautics definitely doing good. Mazgaon Docks definitely doing very good. Bharat Electronics absolutely fine. Bharat Forge, which is a major player in the defense equipment manufacturing. So all these stocks are the good defense stocks. Green energy, this is a very long list because this is a sector also which is pretty long. And I have tried to identify some of the promising stocks, but the list is pretty big. So at any given point of time, we have to look at which stocks are good. उनका short term में long term में momentum कैसा है? What is the data indicating which stocks are having long build up? So all that we have to study. But overall, this is the list of the stocks we need to focus upon in the energy sector. Infrastructure, obviously it will do good. Government is having major focus on the infra. So some of the infrastructure stocks I mentioned here. So L&T, GMR Infra, Adani Ports. Adani Ports is a very good stock. And anyways, Adani Group is doing good and will continue to do group good. Finance, now for all the development to happen, money is required, finance is required. So obviously finance stocks will also do good. So these are some of the important finance stocks we have to focus upon. Okay. Most of them are good and you can choose any 4 or 5 out of them. So finance, infra, energy, defense, and railways. So these are the sectors we should focus upon. All the investors should focus upon. कौन से टाइम में कौन सा स्टॉक बाय करना है, that obviously we'll have to do further analysis, and maybe I'll publish videos on each of these sectors separately. So I'll publish a separate video on each of these sectors. So some of the guidelines that I always mention when you are buying the stocks, whenever you are building your portfolio, whenever you are managing your portfolio, always buy in the 1:2 ratio. Do diversification. Do not take more than 5% to 15% exposure in one single stock. Always book profit. Profit booking is always good. I mean, very few stocks will continue to go in a straight line. Single straight line में कोई stock बढ़ता नहीं है. कोई भी stock ऊपर जाता है नीचे जाता है उसका cycle चालू रहता है. So try to benefit from the cycles. Always follow stop loss at least for 50% of your position. If you want to know more details about that, you can discuss with me one on one. So please follow me on Twitter. On Twitter, I keep on sharing important updates. And this is the RCS Alpha group. Most of you are already part of RCS Alpha. If you are not, you are welcome to join this free group that we run, wherein we are giving the market updates. Some of the consulting services that we have, or some of the professional services that we have, RCS Consulting offers the portfolio management services on profit sharing basis. We have advisory services, quarterly fixed return services for people who are looking for assured returns in a timely manner, and of course, training services are there. So those of you have any questions, we'll take the questions at the last. We have question and answer session round. Okay, so let's come to the questions now. Please put it in the chat box. Whatever questions you have, you want to discuss something specific. So there's a question. FIIs have been doing a lot of selling in the last week. तो FII का तो typically होता है कि see FII has got also huge exposure to the stocks. Okay, तो वो छोटा selling अगर करते भी है तो it is like a hedging for them. So let's say Monday, Tuesday market is going up, or Monday market is going up, and there is a huge short build up from the FII. So they will lose some money, but then they will gain 10 times more money because they have got huge stock holdings also. So like there is an approximate figure that $800 billion or close to $1 trillion is invested by the FIIs in the Indian market. So that's a small part of their strategy. Yeah, exactly. So there's a huge short buildup of around 88% FIs. That's what I said. So FIs will definitely see losses in the F&O on Monday for sure. But then it's okay for them. Maybe one or two fund houses might see a problem. But then since they also have a big exposure to the stocks, so definitely अगर उनका $1 trillion का exposure है, so they will maybe see a profit of $20 billion, $30 billion on the stock side. So it balances out for them. There is a question about IT companies, why you are not looking at IT sector. See, I mean, when I mentioned this defense, railways, etc., these are the sectors which will give you better returns. IT stocks are again cyclic, and individual IT stocks will have to do the analysis. We'll have to do the analysis for TCS, Infosys, Persistent, etc. And individual stocks can be considered, but then as a sector, we have to look at which sector is more promising and focus upon it accordingly. So there is a question on trainings. Are there any upcoming trainings? Yes, we'll be having trainings in June. There will be a foundation training also, and there will be advanced training also. So mostly on 16th June we will have the foundation training, and 23rd June we will have the advanced training. I'll publish the details of that. So that's it from my side. Any more queries, you can put it now. Otherwise, we can wrap it up. So thanks everybody for joining. Have a profitable week ahead and hope you found this information useful. Okay. Thank you. Bye.